What's up, everybody? It's your girl Danny with Danny Girl Comics and Collectibles, and I'd like to thank you for stopping by to check out another one of my CGC unboxing videos. Yes, as I stated before, we had a little mix-up at CGC. Um, I think I might have jinxed myself because when people were asking me about my experience with CGC, and I was saying, oh, it's been great, I haven't had any issues. And then the last couple of submissions, I've had issues. So um, maybe I should just stay a little bit quiet when it comes to submissions because, yeah, like I said, my books got mixed up. So let me go ahead and talk about the books that I submitted. So I did send books off to Chris, the comic presser. I was completely satisfied with the work he had done for me prior, and decided to go ahead and send some more books off to him. And what I sent off was 4 books. One was an express book, and then 3 of them were just regular modern tier books. So of course, when you submit express, it's a little bit more expensive, but that book gets done a lot faster than your regular modern tier. Again, Chris's customer service was great. Communication was great. My books are off to CGC. I use my own account so that I can see the submission in my dashboard, and everything looked great. The books showed as received, and the books were correct. They had my express book, which was this one, Ultimate Comics Spider-Man, issue number 1. This is, of course, the variant edition. I can't remember if it's an incentive or not, but yeah. So, of course, this is the origin of Miles Morales. And then the other 3 books I sent off are Miles Morales, The Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 1. I believe this is the 1 in 25 Peterson variant. And then I sent off 2 Ultimate Fallout 4s, the second printing, of course, the one where I believe one is the one where his face is being shown. It's the Bagley cover, but his face is shown. And then there's also the Sarah Pacelli cover, where he's lifting up the mask. And I'll put these up so that you can see all the books that I submitted. And so all was going well. And I decided to take a look in on the express submission. And because it only takes about 2 weeks for the submission to be completed. So I took a look at it and noticed that the book had been changed. So instead of it being Ultimate Comics Spider-Man, it was Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man. So it was this one instead of this one. So now I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, because not only was the Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man book showing in my express submission now, the other book had completely disappeared. The submission that had the other 3 books, the 2 Ultimate Fallouts and the Miles Morales Ultimate Comics, still showed those same 3 books. So my Ultimate Comics Spider-Man was just gone off the dashboard. They switched the book out. So naturally now I'm like, what in the multiverse is going on here? Where is my book? So the next thing I know, I got a shipment in. And yes, I did open that book because I needed to see maybe did they mix something up with the dashboard and they still sent me the correct book, but they did not. So the book that they sent me was the Ultimate Comics Spider-Man book. The book that they sent me was the Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man book, which is this one. Again, this is the one I got. And so naturally, I'm on the phone now with CGC like, hey, you guys sent me my book. However, it's the wrong book. And so that began this whole investigation into where the actual express book had disappeared to. I spoke with a young lady first, very nice. I will say that their customer service reps were very nice. No one got nasty with me or tense with me. It was kind of hard to explain, however, though, because I did get my book back. It just wasn't the correct book. But happy to have it back anyway. So she says that she will go ahead and investigate to see what happened to the actual submission. I had to give her the submission number because all she could see at first was what the dashboard was showing, which was the switched book. And then they said they would get back to me, gave them, phone number, email address where I can be reached. And a couple of days go by. I hear nothing back from CGC. So I let the weekend pass, and sure enough, I'm calling again. Like, hey, you guys have had a few days. I called you last week. No one has gotten back to me as far as telling me what has happened to my book. And this time around, I got a gentleman, again, very nice, very helpful. And basically what he explained to me is that they would have to send the request to the graders regarding the book. And the graders, my other books were already in grading because, again, they had already been pressed by Chris. So those books were in grading. So he said they would have to try and pull that submission to see if the books were switched or what happened and why my dashboard changed around. However, he says the graders respond at their leisure or when they have time. So he asked me to give them probably like another 48 hours to see if the graders get to his email request for me to see if they can figure out what happened with my book. So I wait another couple of days. And the next thing I know, I get a shipping notification saying your books have been shipped. So I never heard back from anyone from CGC saying, hey, this is what happened with your books. So now I'm sitting here waiting to see, okay, is my book in this new shipment that they're sending me? Because I never heard back from anyone. So it was kind of nerve-wracking to not know where this book was. And so we're going to find out. I have the box right here. And all I'm saying, y'all, is that my book better be in this box. So let's go ahead first and take a look at the book that I did get back because I went ahead and opened that one because I needed confirmation on which book was actually in the box, even though the dashboard, was different from what I submitted. So this is the book that was in the first shipment back to me, which again is my book, but it was not the express book, which is Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man #1. And I got a 9.8. So I am super happy about this. I had this book, if you guys seen any of my earlier videos where this book was purchased for me, a different copy, in a 9.2. I thought it was a good candidate for a crack press and resubmit. That did not go well. It came back from a 9.2 down to an 8.5 after the pressing and resubmission. So I decided that I would just go ahead and get another raw copy. And I did. I found this great copy, and turns out that it was a 9.8. The funny thing about this is, usually I'm excited to get my books back from CGC, and just because it wasn't the book I was expecting at that moment, of course I was expecting this, but not with that particular shipment, it kind of took the wind out of my sails as far as my excitement for getting this book. But I am, no doubt, super happy that this book came back in a 9.8, pressed by Chris, the comic book presser. Appreciate his work. And yeah, so I'm excited now, y'all. I can show some excitement, but I can tell y'all that I was not overjoyed because I wanted to know what happened to my other book. So let's go ahead and get into this box and hope that the correct book is in here. Let's go ahead and get this open. And, I don't want to have to raise a storm here if the book isn't here. But I have a theory about what may have happened, but before I go into that theory, because I actually don't know how my books got mixed up. Before I go into that theory, I'm going to let's see what we got first, and then I'll go into the possibility of what happened, and then we'll go ahead and talk about the experience I had with these two submissions here. So the first book up is one of the Ultimate Fallout 4s, and we got a 9.6, and we got that custom miles label. Y'all know, we're going to talk about that too, because they done got rid of the miles label. I didn't get a few books that I wanted in with that for that label submission, so these are some of the last books I'm going to have with this custom label on there. But we got a 9.6. It looks great. The case actually looks really nice. I will say that I really thought this one had a shot at a 9.8. I really did. I'm happy to have it in a 9.6. Y'all know I don't, get all bummed out because I don't get all 9.8s. But I really did think this one had a shot, and I don't know, y'all. It really looks good. I'm not seeing any issues. I'll have to put on my glasses and take a closer look, but Chris cleaned it really good, and I don't even see any spine ticks on the back. I'm not sure why this didn't get a 9.8. So that's really interesting. All right. Next book is also the Ultimate Fallout 4, and another 9.6. And this is, again, a book that I thought had a shot at a 9.8. But I don't know. I know people have been saying CGC has been a little tough with their grading lately. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see any issues with it. So I don't know. Well, now all of them match. I'll show you all the Ultimate Fallout 4s now. They are across the board. 9.6s. I don't have one 9.8 for Ultimate Fallout 4. All right, here we go. So, sigh of relief. My book, the correct book that was supposed to be with the Express, did come back, and we got a 9.2 with the custom label. All right, I am super happy to have this book back. It did not show on my dashboard once it disappeared. Again, CGC never responded to me. So I feel that is something that they really need to improve on. Like I said, the reps were great, but the communication afterwards is not. They really need to improve on that. Someone should have followed up with me. What I will say, however, is that some good did come out of it, because this was the Express submission. The other three were just regular modern tier. So essentially, those modern tier books should have took a little bit longer to grade. But what they ended up doing, I believe, since this Express book was mixed in with my moderns, is they went ahead and graded them all and just got it back to me. And they got it back to me within 2 weeks. So I got all of my books back within a 2-week time frame. So, and they did not upcharge me to send them back faster. So that was one thing that I did appreciate, is that I didn't get the extra charges on the modern submission, and that they actually did get all of my books back to me in Express tier time. As far as my theory on what happened, here's the weird thing. So when my books were initially showing as received, all of the books were correct. This book was showing as the Express, and this one, along with the Ultimate Fallout 4s, was showing, as the modern. I don't know how they do the check-ins, but the names of these books are kind of close, I guess. Kind of, maybe. I mean, this says Miles Morales, the Ultimate Spider-Man, and this just says Ultimate Comics Spider-Man. And CGC actually doesn't even have it as Ultimate Comics Spider-Man. They just have Ultimate Spider-Man up here. If you can see that, it just says Ultimate Spider-Man. So they don't even put Ultimate Comic Spider-Man. So the names are kind of similar, that maybe my books got switched when they were being sent to the graders. I know that they said that there's no names on them. It's just a number on there that identifies your submission, something like that. So what ended up happening, I guess, is the graders recognized that the book they were grading did not match the submission. So they ended up changing it. Someone changed it because they were grading a different book, and that's how my book disappeared. At least that's my theory. So they actually did get it right. Like, hey, this isn't the book we're grading. Let's go ahead and change that in the system. As far as how my books got switched, though, that is still a mystery. I will never know how my books got switched, but at least in the end, I have them all back, so I am totally happy with that. So that is my submission. A few things for the channel that are coming up. If you follow me on Instagram, then you guys know that I bought a pressing machine. I bought a seal pressing machine locally to start learning how to press my own books. Nothing to do with Chris, the comic book presser. Again, I am totally satisfied with his work. He does great work. I do recommend him if you are looking for a presser. But for me, it's been a long time coming. And I actually have a lot of you guys to thank for pushing me in the direction of learning how to press my own books. I've had lots of encouragement from you guys, lots of suggestions from you guys based on some of the grades I have gotten in the past on some submissions where a few of you have said you really need to learn how to press your own books. And it's kind of been like a year in the making where I finally decided let's go ahead and take this journey. And so I have started to learn how to clean. I've been soaking up lots of YouTube videos, following a lot of comic book pressing pages on Instagram. So I'm on a learning journey. I probably will share that with you guys. It won't be like a tutorial. It's just going to be me learning and checking out results. So that has begun. I am going to be going live on Thursday. Let me see what the dates are. 1 second. All right. So on Thursday, June 9th, I will be going live because I want to discuss my experience at my first Comic-Con in over a decade. Yes, it was quite the experience, and I thought I would just do a quick live to go over some of the things that I got at the Comic-Con and just talk about my overall experience. Also, I am officially on Whatnot. I got accepted as a seller, and so you will also be seeing me there. My first show is Saturday, June 11th. Let me double check that date. Let's see here. Yes, Saturday, June 11th is my first Whatnot show. It will be at 3 p.m. Pacific time, which I believe is 6 p.m. Eastern time. So drop in and say hello, even if you don't want to purchase any of the items. You know, just come hang out with me and help me get through my first Whatnot live auction sale. Much appreciated. You can follow me on Whatnot. I'll put it across the screen. It's just Danny Girl Comics. That's it. You can find me there. You can also follow me on Instagram. Putting that on the screen for you right now. And then, you know, I'm just happy to be able to still make these videos with everything going on in the world. It took a minute for me to feel inspired to do this video. You know, it's been a few weeks since I put one out because there's just been so much happening, and I wanted to be able to have that good energy and for you guys to feel that good energy from me. So yeah, thank you again for tuning in. And now I'm on another level with learning how to clean and press my books. So that's another way of showing my collection some love. And I want to tell you to do the same. Show your collection some love. And take care.